Hi, are you Mr. Page?
That's me. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is Caleb Carter. I was referred here by a friend of yours from medical school, Michael Johnson.
Michael's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine.
He sure is. I did some work for him earlier this year, helping him out with his payroll software. He said that he thought I might be able to be of service to you. He mentioned to me that you had recently expanded and opened up a new location in Peachtree City. Congratulations on that.
We sure did. It's been great so far. Business is doing very well for us over there.
I'm glad to hear that. When I spoke to your assistant, Kim, earlier on the phone, she mentioned to me that you've been using a Microsoft payroll application. I'd love to hear some more about how you handle your payroll and human resources issues.
My wife, Ellen, handles the payroll, and ever since we opened up the new clinic, she spent more time going back and forth than actually being able to work.
Well, the good news is I can definitely help with that. I work for a company called ADP, and we have solutions for cash flow and business growth, people management, risk management, things of that nature. If you have a minute, I'd love to run through some of the ways that we can help meet your needs and relieve some of the stress on your wife.
Sure.
So you had mentioned that your wife handles the payroll. Is she typically the one that makes the decisions when it comes to new softwares and things of that nature?
I usually relay the info to her to see what she thinks, and then we make a decision together. She's not really one for meetings.
I understand that completely. So having run your business, I'm sure you're pretty well versed when it comes to payroll in that area of business.
I handled payroll before my wife started doing it, so I have a pretty solid knowledge of how everything works.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. If you don't mind, I'd love to know how you guys process payroll currently. I know you mentioned you use Microsoft's payroll application. Could you tell me more about that?
Well, she has to get the time cards from everybody, which is quite the hassle when you've got 35 employees. Then after that, she runs everything on the computer. Then we start cutting checks, and then we have to sign them before they can go to the individuals, to the employees. It usually eats up my Friday.
Well, that does sound like quite the hassle, especially with little ones at home. It sounds like the part-time position you had envisioned for your wife has turned into more of a full-time position as a result of your growth.
Without a doubt, she almost works more than I do at this point.
What kind of impact do you think having the ability to run payroll from your home instead of the office would have on your business?
It would be a game changer. My wife would get to be home with the kids and not running around all over the place. I'd sure feel a lot better about her being able to run things from the house than having to come into the office.
If I could show you a product that would cut down the time it takes to process payroll and give you the ability to run payroll from anywhere at any time, would you have any interest in that?
Absolutely.
So far you've told me about some of the issues you're having with your current payroll system. Those being mainly that it takes a large chunk of time for you to get time cards from everyone, that your wife has to spend too much time making sure that everything gets done on time, and that she has to spend too much time at each office on Fridays. I'd love to show you ADP Run. I truly think it can help both you and your business save time and money.
I'd love to hear more.
So ADP Run will give your wife the ability to run payroll from her phone, freeing up her from being in the office. This means that she can be at home with the kids and never have to leave the house. Not only will ADP Run put more time back in your wife's hands, it'll also help reduce costs in the long run. We talked earlier about your plans to continue growing as a business, and I believe ADP Run will help you accomplish that. With ADP Run, you won't have to hire a full-time accountant to handle payroll and taxes. All of that's handled by us. This helps cut your costs and gives you more money to put into equipment for the clinics.
This sounds great, but I'm not sure how Helen will handle a new software. She's not too good with technology, and I think it might be a little much for her.
Has Ellen had troubles with the Microsoft payroll system in the past?
She has, even so, ever so often she'll run into issues that she just can't figure out, and tech support is no use to her. I'm worried with something like this, she might get lost.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that Microsoft tech support wasn't able to help her. I will say one of the advantages of ADP Run is that not only do we offer thorough training, but we also have award-winning 24/7 tech support available to help whenever needed. If Ellen has any problems, help is only a phone call away.
24-hour tech support would be a massive help, but to be honest, even I get lost with the Microsoft payroll.
That's completely understandable. I have faith that both you and Ellen could master ADP Run before your next payroll period. In fact, I'd love to show you just how easy it is to use ADP Run.
I'd love to see it.
So you mentioned that one of the bigger time-wasting issues you had was collecting time cards. Well, because all of the data is collected in ADP Run, even the time cards, All of the information you need to run payroll is ready to go at the click of a button. You simply select the employees you want to pay. You then confirm that the amount shown is the correct amount, and you run your payroll. Do you see how this eliminates the chance for error while also helping to eliminate the need to recut checks, saving you money in the long run?
How do I know I can trust ADP with my company's information? In this day and age, it seems like everyone is getting hacked and losing their information.
Well, that's absolutely a valid concern. Fortunately, ADP has a long-running history of safety and security of our clients' information. We recently amped up our cybersecurity in order to properly protect our clients, and mainly, we handle private information the same way that a bank would. We take the utmost pride in knowing that our customers' data is secure. And at the end of the day, it is. It's just as secure as giving your information to a bank. There's almost no chance of it getting stolen.
I would say I'm definitely interested, but I'd like to know how much something like this would cost me. Cost is very important to us, and if it's too expensive, we might not be as interested.
Absolutely. So each location would be priced separately. $38.95 per payroll processing period, and your Peachtree location would be the same. Together, that would be $77.90 per payroll processing period. There would also be an initial startup fee of $175 added to your first payroll period costs. Keeping in mind what you're getting for your money, the Run Online payroll platform technology and mobile application, check signing and stuffing, direct deposit, delivery of payroll via bonded courier, online access to those payroll reports, payroll tax compliance and administration, a labor law poster compliance, and new hire reporting. This processing fee also includes training, service, and support, as well as upgrades. And on top of all that, I'll be with you every step of the way to answer any questions you might have. Do you see the value in using ADP Run?
Absolutely. This would definitely save us money and make things a lot easier on my wife.
Absolutely. If I could offer you a quick story. So in the first month of using ADP Run, not only did your friend Michael cut down on wasted time, but he also saved $500 just in the first month of use. That alone covers the startup fee as well as the first month's payments between your branches, meaning essentially that your first months of usage of ADP Run is free, while still putting almost $250 back in your pocket. This is all added to the fact that you'll get your Fridays back, and that your wife can have more time to spend with the kids. After all, what's more valuable than time?
I definitely see how this would help. I'm just not sure if we can afford it.
Well, Mr. Page, if you're willing to sign up today, I'm willing to waive the startup fee of $175, leaving you just the cost of your first month, meaning in your first month of using ADP, you would save $425. Does that kind of help meet your budgeting requirements a little better?
Well, I think it absolutely does.
Excellent. So if you're all right, I'll send over the information you need to get started, and I'll also set aside some time next week to check in and see how you're liking ADP Run. It's been excellent to talk with you, Mr. Page. I look forward to working with you in the future.
You as well, Mr. Carter.
Thanks.